Man, hold up, because this just hit the wire and you're only going to hear it like this from us. The Detroit Lions have been shuffling the roster again, and these aren't small moves, folks. We're talking trades, new arrivals, and some scorching hot rumors buzzing behind the scenes. And I gotta tell you, every single one of these decisions hits you right in the feels. It messes with our expectations, with that one pride roar echoing through Ford Field. It feels like they're building something bigger, setting the stage for a season with some real impact. Now I gotta ask you, is that blockbuster signing everyone's been talking about actually coming? But before we dive deep into the Honolulu Blue news, let me ask you for a favor, fan to fan. This space right here is the home of the real Lions faithful, where we talk straight from the heart, no sugarcoating. So hit that subscribe, drop a comment, and share this. Your voice keeps the flame of Motor City football alive and strong, and it fuels our one pride. All right, the big news that shook the fan base today was the Tim Patrick trade to the Jaguars. Yep, the Lions pulled the trigger and shipped the veteran out, clearing a direct path for young gun Isaac Tesla to finally step into that third wide receiver role. And you know what immediately came to mind? This front office is showing they trust their young guys, that they're not afraid to take a risk. It's a bold move because Patrick, even with his limitations, was that reliable guy you could count on in clutch moments. But to be totally honest with you, it felt like his ceiling in Detroit had been reached. Tesla, on the other hand, came in with that kind of promising project vibe that fans just love. The talk in the fan groups is all about how this kid has the physical presence, the size, the speed, even if he's not the most refined route runner. He's that classic boom or bust type of player, but the coaching staff seems more than ready to give him a real stage to shine on. And let's be real, the Lions' history has always made room for a wide receiver no one believed in, who then blew up in the heat of the Motor City. It brings back memories of guys who came out of nowhere and became key contributors. Now, of course, there's the emotional side. The more seasoned members of the Lions Nation are a little skeptical. Can this kid handle the pressure in a big game? Will he have the sure hands when Goff slings it on third down? That's the talk on the bleachers, and I've got the same questions myself. But look, when the tape talks, we gotta listen. And over the last few weeks, the signs are that this kid deserves a shot. On the Jacksonville side, Patrick will get a chance as a depth option. They don't have that elite arsenal of weapons, and Trevor Lawrence needs reliable, if not spectacular, hands. So who's the immediate winner here? For me, it's Tesla. The Lions got faster, more aggressive, and opened the door for a new narrative of change. And I'll go one further. You only hear this kind of analysis here, because a lot of people out there are treating this trade as a minor detail, but it's not. It's symbolic. So before I jump into the next bombshell, I want to hear from you. Comment below if you agree with this bet on youth. The Lions Nation needs to speak up because, trust me, the next move I'm about to drop has the scent of an even bigger impact. Man, we barely even blinked after Tim Patrick's exit and boom, we've got a new face on defense. The Lions just signed Daniel Thomas, a veteran coming over from the Jaguars. And you know what I thought right away? This is that kind of move that doesn't make headlines but carries some serious weight in the locker room. Thomas is one of those guys who does the dirty work, the almost invisible stuff that you only notice when he's not on the field. Special teams are life in close games, and the Lions are showing they're paying attention to every detail to beef up this roster. The fan groups were all saying the same thing. Man, we only had two true safeties on the roster, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. That was way too risky. Well, the front office didn't sleep on it. Daniel Thomas comes in with 71 games under his belt, tons of experience and that gritty edge of a guy who knows how to fight for his spot. He's not a superstar, far from it, but he contributes in a way that doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. To be honest with you, I was pumped when I saw the news, because it shows the Lions won't leave a gap in such a crucial position. And check out the irony. Patrick was traded to Thomas's old team, Jacksonville. It's like there's a carousel spinning, Lions and Jags trading pieces and adjusting their rosters. But deep down, the message is simple. Detroit doesn't want to get caught off guard on defense. Campbell and his crew have already made it clear in press conferences that they're evaluating more than just practice. They're looking at what a player delivers when the stadium lights come on. And Thomas looks like that reliable workhorse you can call on and know he'll get the job done. Of course, there's always that skeptical fan, but the guy only played special teams, he won't make a real impact in the secondary. I get that take, but let me tell you, big games are often decided by small details, by a return, by coverage on a punt, by a solid tackle at the 20-yard line. And Thomas has shown he can do all that. The Motor City needs these silent warriors because you can't win with only shining stars. So my take is simple. Detroit filled a gap, showed some foresight, and reinforced the mentality that every position matters. And I'm going to toss the ball to you, real fan. Do you think Thomas will be a name we remember in December when we're fighting for a playoff spot? Or will he just fade into the background? Hold on, because the next rumor is a heavy one and it smells like a signing that could completely change the level of our entire secondary. Wait a second. This is one of those stories that makes a fan's heart beat a little faster. There's some serious buzz going around that the Lions could be making a move for Jordan Whitehead, the safety who became a free agent after the Bucs didn't re-sign him. And I'm telling you, just imagining this guy in Honolulu Blue at Ford Field gives me chills. Whitehead is 28 years old in his physical prime and has a Super Bowl ring on his resume. This isn't just talk. This is real leadership. A guy who comes in and commands respect in the locker room. The fan base is buzzing, and in the Lions Nation groups, people are already dreaming of him getting an interception in a playoff game. And it's easy to see why. In 2023, the guy had 4 picks, showed amazing vision, and was stout against the run. He's exactly the kind of piece our secondary needs because, let's be honest, that unit is still too inconsistent. Kelvin Shepard has been adjusting the defense, but we need that one name that brings immediate stability. Whitehead could absolutely be that guy. Now, looking at the financial side, it's not crazy. His market value is estimated at around $4.5 million, which is low for the NFL. That leaves room for Brad Holmes to make a move without jeopardizing the future. And Whitehead's playing style is a perfect fit for Campbell's philosophy: intensity, discipline, and a fire in his belly. He's that safety who won't shy away when the crowd is roaring. Of course, there's no official negotiation confirmed yet, but the simple fact that his name is being thrown around shows the front office is paying attention. And I'll tell you something that only those who follow closely feel. These kinds of rumors don't just pop up for no reason. There's always smoke when a fire's about to start. If it happens, it would be a huge statement. Detroit isn't messing around. They want to compete at a high level and give some backup to an offense that's already aggressive with John Morton coordinating it. The defense needs to hold its own, and Whitehead would be that pillar of confidence in the backfield. Now I'm throwing it to you. Is it worth investing in a name like this, even with the risk of adaptation? Or is it better to bet on our young guys and keep the money tight? Comment below because this is a real talk, and I want to get a read on the pulse of the nation. And don't go anywhere because the next piece of news is on a much more serious note, involving a major injury and some big changes to the roster. Here we go. This one hurts a fan's heart because there's nothing worse than talking about injuries. The Lions announced they've waived rookie Ahmed Hassanin with an injury settlement. It's that annoying but necessary paperwork. An injured player, the team pays the settlement, releases him, and only after the agreement period is up can he come back or sign somewhere else. But you know what the kicker is? It's another young piece that could have gotten some minutes, and now he's in limbo. And it's not just him. The injury list is starting to get heavy. Levi Onwuzurike, for example, is out for the season with a torn ACL. Ennis Rakestraw is also done, shoulder totally wrecked. Even Dan Jackson, a 7th-round rookie, has a compromised leg and is out. And that's not even counting Alan McNeil, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Miles Frazier on the PUP list. It feels like a curse, man. We always get to this point of the year with the roster chewed up by injuries, and that messes with a fan's confidence in a big way. The reaction in the Lions Nation groups was immediate. How in the world are we going to hold up with so many guys out? And I get it. Because, to be honest with you, the defense already needed adjustments, and losing this much depth makes it way more complicated. The NFL has a clear rule. Only 2 players can go on IR with a chance to return after training camp. The rest, if they're put on now, are out for the whole year unless there's an injury settlement agreement, like with Hassanin, and that's where the frustration sets in. The older fans, the ones who remember the days of Barry Sanders, know that we've seen promising seasons go down the drain because of a string of injuries. It gives you that unpleasant déjà vu. The hope is that this current front office knows how to handle it, bringing in key guys and keeping that competitive spirit alive. Because deep down, the soul of the Motor City never gives up. Now, I'm going to be direct. Losing depth on the defensive line could be a costly mistake in December when the tough games hit. Was Hassanin just a rookie? Yeah, but every single body makes a difference in a rotation. His absence adds to a situation that was already tough. So I'm asking you, a real fan, at what point do we stop trusting that the next man up will be enough? Or is it time for the front office to make a move and find some immediate help? Think about it, comment, because the next part of this conversation is going to tie all of this together and bring some serious reflection on where we are as a team. Look, after all that, there's no denying it. The Lions are digging deep into this roster and showing they're not afraid to shake things up. A gutsy trade, a veteran coming in, a big rumor in the secondary, and the harsh reality of injuries. It's a whirlwind, but that's why we love this team. The Motor City has always been built on sweat, struggle, and resilience. I'll even go out on a limb and say it. We're looking at a season that could be a game changer. Now it's on you, the fans. Get in the comments because this is the home of the real Lions Nation. One pride, always.